bit chalky. They're crispy. I could eat a whole bag of these actually. So far on this channel, I have investigated the American obsession with protein, and then I set out to find the best and worst protein bar. Those were fun, but I'm not done yet. I took a trip to Target recently, and just walking around the store, I saw so many protein snacks. So I figured it's time for me to take a look at the very best protein snacks on the market, and I am excited about this. Before we get into it, I want to acknowledge something. I know these snacks are highly processed, and I could get a lot cleaner protein that's probably a lot more affordable if I just eat a chicken breast or a hard-boiled egg. And in my report about the American obsession with protein, I highlighted the fact that Americans are getting 55% of calories from ultra-processed foods. That is absolutely embarrassing. It is not healthy. However, on this channel, I set out to investigate wellness trends to see what is worth it and what is not. I also live in the real world, and sometimes I'm in a pinch and I need to grab a bag of something to satisfy my salty fix. I'm also a huge popcorn eater. If you know me, you know I love popcorn. I have heard about the Khloe Kardashian Cloud popcorn. I've been waiting to try this. Let's get into the taste test. Unlike my protein bar exploration, this is going to be mostly on taste. These are purely snacks, right? We're having fun, we're watching TV, we want something to munch and crunch on, but I will also look at the amount of protein. Let's get into it. This is the Wild Protein Chip, handcrafted from real ingredients, including chicken breast, egg white, and chicken bone broth. It is the flavor sea salt and vinegar. I am very intrigued by the fact that these chips have chicken in them. Let's take a look at the back. 160 calories in 25 chips, 10 grams of protein. Let's give them a try. Never tried these before. They do not have the look of a real potato chip. They look a little bit more like those baked Lay's. They're a bit dry and papery. They definitely taste healthy, a bit chalky. They don't taste like a traditional potato chip. They very much taste like a protein chip, pretty clean ingredients. It's more of a sturdy chip, so it's not like a flimsy potato chip. So I think if you have a dip with this, like a creamy type of dip, it would be better, but my throat is a little dry just eating these. I will say they're crispy. I'm not exactly wild about them, but it's not bad. Will I be running to buy more of these? Probably not. Next up, the Quest cheese crackers. 130 calories, 10 grams of protein per serving, which is one bag. Let's check these out. I do love a Cheez-It, and I know exactly what a Cheez-It is supposed to taste like. They're a little bit more imperfect than Cheez-Its are. Like, they're kind of curly for Cheez-Its, which you never see in a regular Cheez-It. So they definitely don't taste exactly like a Cheez-It. They have more of that powdery taste. They're okay. They definitely have a good cheddar taste. I'm not wowed. I'm not blown away. The third protein snack is going to be the Quest protein chips. 140 calories for the bag, 19 grams of protein. So they look a little bit thinner than the others. Let's check out the crunch. These are better. Still a pretty thick chip compared to a regular potato chip, but the flavor is good. It tastes more like a regular chip, and there's a lot of proteins. I could eat a whole bag of these actually. One more. Now, the moment I've been waiting for, the Khloud protein popcorn, the Kardashian protein popcorn. In my protein bar video, I was very into looking at the packaging. I haven't mentioned packaging because it's been very just traditional, like nothing crazy, but this package is so cute. They definitely pop off the shelf. I wouldn't expect anything less from a Kardashian. I feel like this is branded to me. I like the font, I like the little popcorns. I did get the traditional Smart Food white cheddar as a 1-to-1 comparison. Unfortunately, my children decided to open these. They clearly love this, as do I. The Smart Food has 160 calories for 2.5 cups, and so does the Khloud popcorn. The Smart Food has 3 grams of protein, Khloud has 7. Let's be real, this is really a lot of branding for just 4 extra grams of protein per serving. I don't really think that's that much, but we're definitely like protein popcorn, whereas this is just Smart Food, you know? Let's see what the taste is like. So I'm gonna start by tasting the Smart Food because I know it, I love it, and I just need a basis of comparison. See, that's an A+. I feel like it's gonna be really hard for Khloud to be better than that, but we'll see. It's not better, unfortunately. Khloud, it just does not have nearly as much flavor. This is a good popcorn. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I think for having a good amount of protein, the Khloud popcorn is tasty. But when compared to the Smart Food popcorn for the same amount of calories, I'll go for Smart Food because I don't really care so much about getting that extra 4 grams of protein. It's not gonna make a big difference. I'd rather have just like a little more chicken at dinner. Let's rank them. The bottom of the ranking I don't think is very surprising at all. It is the wild potato chips. These just don't taste chippy enough to be worth it. The consistency and the actual texture is just a little bit weird. It makes my mouth dry. Like I feel like any bit of water that was in my mouth is just sucked up by these chips. So not a huge fan, would not buy again, and I don't really recommend them. I'm so sorry, but I don't think Wild is watching this anyway. Next, the Quest Cheez-It. They're also a bit powdery and not that great. In third place, I'm going with Khloud. I thought about putting Khloud in first place, but the reason I didn't is because for the little difference in protein between the Smart Food white cheddar popcorn, the OG, I just don't think it's worth it to get Khloud. The flavor is way better with Smart Food. I feel like if they had amped up the flavor and made it just maybe 200 calories for 2.5 cups, I wouldn't mind it given the added protein, but to me, this one just isn't flavorful enough. That means the top choice is the Quest chip. I think this one tastes most like a chip. Quest did a really good job making it taste satisfying. It was nice and light and crunchy, just like a chip is. I didn't get a dry protein taste, so I would go for these, and I do think that they are a good standalone snack. When I was at Target, I did spot some creatine products, so I'm thinking that might be my next investigation and taste test. But if you have any ideas for me, I would love to hear them. Drop them down in the comments. And if you missed my taste test ranking all the different protein bars that I could find, check that out right here. Stay curious and be well. Thanks for watching.